Welcome to Mitchell Elementary's ELF. We're working on designs in nature with the theme camouflage.
All right, center 3 is called a bird's eye view. And in this center, the goal is to demonstrate how matching color is effective camouflage. And you're going to do this kind of imitating how a bird might look for its prey. So before you start the activity that goes with this, there's a sheet called Facts on Bird Vision. And it would be a great idea to go through that sheet. It talks about things that are important for adaptations that birds have. The location of their eyes, their focusing vision, their clarity and acuity, their pupils, and then birds in fact have a third eyelid that membrane prevents their cornea from drying out, and it offers protection when they're underwater. And so those are just a few of the adaptations you might discuss that birds have in order to have their vision be helpful when they're hunting prey. So after you've gone over that, you might also check out the book Animal Camouflage, which will be in this center as soon as we get it from the library. And then you're going to have them do the activity. The activity you'll need to set up before the students get there, because you're going to take a piece of this camouflagey looking carpet, multicolored carpet, and you're going to kind of stir in different pieces of string. And you kind of want to make it so they're kind of hidden. And you'll have 10 little pieces of each of these different colors of string, white and green and a brown. And so you just kind of work them into the carpet, and you don't really want the kids to see you doing that. And then each kid gets to turn their fingers into a bird beak. So you'll have to help the younger guys. This would be a great center for 2 people. One person could be setting that up while the other person is discussing bird vision and other facts, and then you can help get their fingers rubber banded together so that they are stuck together and they become a bird beak. So then there are 2 carpet samples in here. If you have a large group and you have 2 parents, it'd be a good idea to set the same thing up on the other sample. You're going to instruct the kids that they're going to pick up 1 piece of string at a time with their beak. And they're going to have a super short amount of time to do it. And so you'll time them, and they'll pick it up, and you'll see how many they get, and they'll probably go for all the bright colored ones first, and then you'll say stop. And then you'll say, well, I put 20 pieces of string, how many were you guys able to find? And in theory, the ones that really blend in well should be harder to find, and therefore they shouldn't get all of them. So to incorporate the math element into ELF, you can graph the data that you collect. So let's say that you've got 2 parents and a group of 6 kids. So if you divided that into 3, each kid would possibly end up with, I don't know, let's say one kid had 2 browns, another kid had 3 browns, and another kid only had 1. So you might draw, all total they had 6 browns. And maybe they had 10 whites, because, good grief, white's pretty easy to pick out. And maybe they also had 10 greens, because that green would be easy to pick out. So you would chart, well, which color was more camouflaged? Well, that would be the brown. And discuss, it instructs you on the outline to discuss whether or not both groups of kids have similar results. It suggests that you talk about what color was hardest to find, and then discuss, if you were a worm who lived on this carpet, what color would you like to be, and why would you like to be that color? You could also talk about how there might be some worms or some creatures that actually are a bright color, that use that bright color as a warning color as well. So you could also discuss the results for the older kids as fractions and percentages if you want to go that far. and then you would start all over with the next group. If time allows, you can, there'll be dots, paper dots, that you can also kind of hide in there, and you could do this again using just paper dots.
That'd be for the older
For
grades.
the older grades. So overall, you're just trying to get the kids to think about partly how hard it is to hunt if you're a bird, and how accurate your vision needs to be, and partly how important it is if you're a prey to blend into your environment. So
this seems kind of like a short center. Maybe they want to read a book first?
yes. The animal camouflage book that's listed here will be here, and I will try to see if I can track down another book that would fit in here as well. You can also always snag a book, because we end up with extra books in the introduction conclusion bin that aren't always all used. That would be a good place to look for a book that relates to either this center or the overall topic of camouflage. It's good to just reinforce what's going on in the whole afternoon or morning of ELF. If you
Okay.
have any questions, you can email us at mitchellelf@gmail.com.
Yay, Elf!